Is it not true that you manipulate the price of Texit Coin on the market? Why, actually, sir, it is true. Are you manipulating the price to lure in unsuspecting traders? Why, no, sir. We use our own money to support the price of Texas coin in the market to create liquidity opportunities for sellers to have the ability to take the Texas coin that they've mined and turn it back into cash. I go through these arguments every single day, and I think about them, and I think about how they could and probably will be used against me in a court of law. Why? Because we need to prepare and because we need to be fully transparent with you. And so one of the most powerful articles that I wrote, I last updated it on 8/18. It's too bad that this doesn't have a published date on it. But I wrote this article. It's called The Path to 16 by February 2026. And we've gone through it a couple times. But I want to talk about it tonight because today the market moved a lot. And I don't know what happened with DexTrade here, but it seems to have lost all of our history. I think it lost all the history for like every coin, because if you go and look at any other trade pair, it also seems to be missing history. Like, bro, did you just start trading Binance against USDT on the 18th? So
That's
I
not
think
good.
DexTrade lost some data. But if you look at TexitCoin, if you look at our TexitCoin market, you can see that there was a big jump today. In fact, we jumped from kind of where we've been hovering for the last couple of weeks, which you can't see there, but maybe you can see it over on coin market cap. Let's check to see what coin market cap's got. TexitCoin is a recent search, of course. 286 is what the market reflects for us over on coin market cap. And so we've been kind of hovering at this like $2.10 for the last couple of weeks, right? And so people look at this and they're like, wow, you kind of act like a bit of a stable coin that like moves up in these like kind of predictable stair step, orderly fashion. Wow, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. And we go, it's not amazing. It's a plan. We have a plan. Mandy, do you understand the plan? Am
I do.
I still sharing my screen?
No.
OMG, I wasn't even sharing my screen. Okay, so I was showing you this stair step thing that we've got over on CoinMarketCap, right? So if we drop off some of the history here, you can see this stair step strategy that we've got. And it kind of looks like a bit of a, orderly increase over time from where we started at very, very low in value to, all the way down here at 14 cents back in January to where we are today. And so this isn't luck. This isn't, some sort of magical, unpredictable market phenomenon. This is our plan. This is all part of the plan. Now, look, there are a lot of aspects to the plan, but one of them is the question about the market value. Okay. And so I really, really, really encourage you to read this article if you're not already familiar with it. It's called The Path to 16 by February 2026. In this article, I have published a chart that gives us a target time, a target liquidity, and a target price, and about where that would put us in our total market cap if we were able to achieve that. Now, this chart is not date dependent. This is a goal for us to achieve by February of 2026. But the real thing of value in this is our liquidity requirement. And so, if and when we're able to achieve a liquidity value of $3 million, we will bump the price up to a new target and then we back off. So here's our strategy. We follow a disciplined move up schedule just like before, back in the day of the Liberty Dollar. We'll talk about that more in a second. We wait and observe. We nudge the market value in the direction we believe the community can support. We wait and observe. Are there more buyers than sellers? The market goes up or the market stays the same. Are there more sellers than buyers? We support the price with our own liquidity until balance returns. If volatility outpaces our reserves, the currency value on the open market decreases. So this is our plan. This is it right here. This is the whole thing. This is the magic. Now, let's talk about liquidity. Okay, let's identify our liquidity reserves. Let's take a look. There's liquidity reserve number one. We call this our USDC on a cold storage coin. There you go. We've got $1 million of USDC stored on this coin. Liquidity reserve number two is on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, the price goes up and down. Let's see what it's worth today. It's worth, it's just over a million. 1,001,966. Lucky us. Sounds like the market has slid a little bit. Liquidity number three is Ethereum on a cold storage coin. We click on this, and sure enough, we've got 1.039 million in Ethereum. I accidentally put 1,000 USDC on here too. So we got a little bit more than that total. But there's our liquidity. Now that we've got $3 million set aside to support our price, we bumped the price up, and that's what happened over the last 2 days. Yesterday, we moved up to 255. Today, we went up to 275. And we will stay there so long as the market allows it. Our hope is that we don't have to go into our liquidity coins. We want to have that liquidity when we're a $1 billion coin. So if we have to use our liquidity now, it means we're moving too fast. We can't sustain it. Why do we do this? We do this very simply because we don't know how to value a free market community currency. Without government force, without being backed by a specific commodity, we only have each other to determine what our value is, if we have any value at all. It's up to us to figure out how to get the currency circulating, used, traded, and trusted. We go into every exchange with an equal exchange of value. Every transaction, we aim for that equal exchange of value. So this is the blueprint that we've developed to kind of set the target for what that equal exchange of value is. And basically, all it says that if our community grows to this size, we'll have $3 million of cash reserves. We'll test this price and see if it holds. And so today we moved up to 275, guys. It's not magic. It's not accidental. It's by design. And so we get to this new level and we see if the market supports it. We've got buyers and we've got sellers. In order to get the price from $2.10 all the way up to $2.75, Mandy, how much did I have to spend in order to get the price there?
You tell me.
No, that's not a guess.
100K?
300,000 bucks.
Oh, I wasn't too far off.
Those are Texit Coin miners that have acquired coins that are listing them as limit sale orders that I had to push through in order for us to get the price all the way up to that point. Now, if we don't have that kind of money, we can't do it. So we can only do what the community has afforded through its growth. That's our model. And yes, counselor, I do manipulate the price based on a very simple document that I published long ago that's on the internet for anyone to read and enjoy that says the path to 16 by February 2026. If our community is this big, our mine is this big, our cash is this big, and our price, we tested at this point. And if you guys agree, the price stays. If you guys disagree and you want to sell, the price goes down. Now, how long do you think it's going to take? How much time do you think it's going to take? How long will it be until the whole world figures out that we ain't messing around? We're actually growing. We're actually doing what we said we're going to do. And the price jumps. And the cat's out of the bag. And the pop happens. And this thing is gone. No longer in our control. No longer up for us to stair step our way to where we want it to go. The market of crypto traders around the world takes over. And the price is gone. I don't know
So
when it's
what
going
would
to
you
happen.
say to somebody that would say that this is a pump type thing?
Well, I would say it's the opposite of a pump. This
Okay.
is not based on hype. It is based on a economic blueprint, right?
Okay.
So we built this thing on two basic principles. We built it based on Gresham's law and based on Metcalfe's law. And I actually pulled up those because I was going to get into them if I had to. Thanks for forcing me there. But this is Gresham's law. Gresham's law was something I dealt with a lot back in the gold and silver days because it's like, hey, we had gold and silver. Why did people start using paper money? It seems like a really bad step in the wrong direction. Were people just that dumb? And it's no. The government introduced this paper money. People didn't like it, so they spent the paper money and they held on to the gold. They held on to their silver. They always thought of their gold and silver were more valuable than the paper money. And so therefore they wanted to spend the bad and keep the good. That's Gresham's law.
Mm-hmm.
But what's happening now in the marketplace is everyone's getting used to trading the paper. Oh, so now the paper becomes the currency. The gold and silver is still the money, but the paper is the currency. Well, there was a time when the gold and silver was both the money and the currency. But that got pushed out because of the bad money. Now the gold gets hoarded and the paper gets spent. So that's Gresham's law. Okay. The second one that we take into consideration is what we call Metcalfe's law. And Metcalfe's law was actually a telecommunications kind of principle. It says, look, if you've got, two telephones, you can make like one phone call. That's it. That's all you got. But if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 telephones, you can make 5 times as many phone calls. You don't just have, 5 phone calls now. I don't want to explain. I'm going to try to mess it up. It's like George Bush is like, remember that one? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, you can't fool me twice. I don't remember how it went. Something like that. Well, you just can't fool me. You just can't fool me.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. But George Bush was like classic for those things. He's like, Americans are working hard to put food on their families. My favorite one was right after 9/11. He was terrorists are working hard to like destroy the American people, and so are we.
Oh my.
Do you have any? What's your best George Bush gaffe? I'm
I
out
feel
at this
like
point.
Robbie Roo might have one, but I am not political.
Robbie, you got anything? Robbie Roo's not even
My
paying attention.
iPad is struggling, but go ahead and give it to me again. You're kind of
No,
coming
that's
in
it. We're out.
bits.
We were hoping you were going to come in with one more. Now we lost it. So
Okay.
anyway, fool me once, you can't fool me. So we were talking about Metcalfe's law, Gresham's law. You asked the question about something again. Oh, pump. So, okay, so there's one more thing that I want to show you because we've been looking at this for a while now, and I just looked at it again today. But check this out. If you go to the Explorer and look at the top 100 list, do you remember the last time we looked at this? The top 100 had 52% of all the coins. Now the top 100 is down to 44.75%. That's a big drop. And what that means is that the large holders are now holding a smaller percentage of all the coins than they had before. And so every day, as more coins are produced, what's happening is those 2,000 new people that joined us in the last week, they're getting their hands on those coins as well. And so some people are saying, well, I'm watching my mining hash power get smaller, smaller, smaller. That's because you got to help us build, man. As more and more people join us and the pie gets bigger and bigger and bigger, your little sliver is going to get smaller unless you're out there helping us build and grow. That's by design. We want the people that are getting the lion's share of the pie to be the ones that rolled up their sleeves and helped us build this thing the most. What that does is it makes it so that they have the largest vested interest in our success and the least amount of incentive to dump. But the big question always comes down to what's the coin worth? We don't know. Is it $1 billion coin? Is it $100 billion coin? Or is it a worthless, meme coin with 0.000000002 per unit? We don't know. All we can do is let the market decide. Now, as we get larger and as we have our own cash to bring to the conversation, we nudge the price up, not run it up to 74. Did you see the one time it did run up to like $60 a coin? People are
No,
like
we didn't.
$2.75. That's like an all-time high. And I'm like, well, one time it ran up to $60.
Oh my gosh.
It ran up to $60. It was like February or March or something. And it did that because we moved it up and there was no resistance above like 30 cents. And so, boom, somebody did a big buy. It shot up to $60. Then somebody sold. It dropped all the way back down. And that's what happens in a pump and dump. A pump and dump is not an orderly stair step towards our goal. So our goal is to have $1 billion coin. We're only going to get there if our community grows as it is growing and if the world accepts our value. We can get to $1 billion coin value just with our own community, going from $1 billion to 5 billion, 16 to like an $80 coin or $100 coin. We're going to need the rest of the crypto community to take us seriously. Well, when we're taking 5% of Litecoin Doge blocks every day and using them to pay our electric bill, they're going to take us seriously. It will not go unnoticed. That's why we need to build the mine big enough to matter, but not so big that they're writing all these terrible articles about us. Anyway, all of these things, all of these strategies, all of these concepts, all of these plans, they're well documented. And I want you to go out there and I want you to read them and I want you to understand them. And I want you to talk about them. And I want you to share them because there's a lot of good free market principles that have become the bedrock foundation of our strategy. And so as you're talking to people, they go, sounds like a pump and dump. You go, whoa, hold on. I understand how that would be your knee-jerk reaction because most of them are, but this one's a little different. Sounds like a meme coin. I understand how you would think that, but let's take a little bit of a deeper dive. Look, you don't have to if you don't want to, but you got to promise me you're going to remember the day that I invited you to join us and mine TexitCoin and be a part of our journey.